Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. Hope you're all well. We are taking a look at a beer now that I picked up in my time in Poland, in Krakow, which was literally just last week, if you like. It's what day is it? Thursday. Yeah, we come back a week tomorrow, if you like. And I picked this up pretty much on the first night from a Carrefour, which was right next to our hotel. Now I've forgotten how to say it now. I've looked on how to pronounce it, but the beer we are looking at is actually a brewery that is owned by Asahi, and it was Christoph from Ale Degustations that told me that. So go and check his channel out if you haven't. He's a Polish chap. Seems like a really nice bloke, and I tell you what, he can describe beer a damn sight better than me. So a big thank you to Christoph for any info that you are passing on while I do these videos. And the brewery is pronounced in English, they say ksiazece. Polish is ksiazece or something like that. Anyway, it's that brewery. They are owned by Asahi, and this is their Vienna lager. So I'm going to guess that means Vienna and that is lager. I'm not even going to try and say it, but it's a Vienna lager, 500ml bottle, coming in at 4.9%. Cost me about £2.20, something like that. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be decent. I do like the branding. I will show you the old bottle crown as well. Don't know how much you can see because the light and everything. I actually will put this light on. Let's put this light on. I started the video. I turned it off before because it was too bright. There we go. I've put it on now. Is it too bright? Probably still is too bright. Let me just put it down. This is the bad thing when you've had a pint or so and you suddenly decide to do a video. It doesn't always work. Anyway, like I say, 500ml Vienna lager. The brewery is owned by Asahi. 4.9%, cost me just over £2. I don't have one of their glasses, but I know Utopian sort of specialise in German lagers. I know this is Polish, but I think that'll do this beer justice anyway. It's a nice glass as well, and I haven't used it for a long time. So I'm going to stop talking. We're going to get this cracked open and get it poured, a bit of smoke coming out, and see what we get. It's been in the fridge. It was in the fridge for a while, but it's been out the fridge for a long time. Vienna lager. All right, I was maybe expecting a little bit darker, maybe. That could just be me. I'm going to leave some in the bottle. But beer in a glass, well, no, yeah. I was expecting maybe a little bit darker. I'll be honest with you, just a touch darker. It's more sort of like, how can I put it? A lot of carbonation anyway. And if you can see, that's a nucleated glass, and the carbonation is absolutely raging. We got a big fluffy white head, but yeah, it's sort of caramelish in colour, if you like. And I would have expected it just to be that touch darker for a Vienna lager, but that could just be me. Anyway, let's stop talking. Do I give it a swirl or just try and give it a sniff? I think with all that carbonation, we'll just go in with the nose. There's a sweetness about it. I wouldn't say I'm getting a lot off it. Little hoppy note, quite sweet. I'll maybe have to go in with the nose again afterwards. I've done that with just the beer that I've just done, to be honest. The head was big on that. So anyway, let's stop waffling on. Ksiazece. Oh, cheers. Oh, I don't know. That one anyway. Polish beer, Vienna lager, coming in at 4.9%. Sorry, Christoph. I'm never going to learn Polish, I'm afraid. It's just going to be too complicated. Let's dive in on this one. Cheers. Yeah, I got to say, I'm not keen on that. Certainly off that first taste, I wouldn't say I'm keen on it. There feels like there's a skunkiness about the beer, and the carbonation is very busy. Now it's a nucleated glass, I know that, so that won't be helping the beer. Let's go in again. I'm getting it on the nose as well. That skunkiness. 4.9%. Body of the beer is quite nice. It sort of feels, I would say, it feels like a beer that the head is definitely sort of giving you that impression of a bigger body. Because I think beneath that head, the liquid seems quite thin. As long as you've got a good head on the beer, it's making it feel quite good. But take that away and I think it'd feel quite thin. It's quite busy in the mouth. There's some more notes coming through, certainly in the taste. Just go in and have another sniff. Yeah, you're getting a bit more now. You are getting a bit more. And certainly that caramel note that you sort of expect from a Vienna lager. Mouthfeel, carbonation has died down a little bit there now. And the mouthfeel is that bit smoother. I mean, I would say how it is now is how you want it right at the very sort of start, but is what it is. Quite smooth. Now the carbonation's died down a bit. On the taste, malty, quite sweet, a caramel note, but I still feel that you're getting that little nasty edge to it in the background, sort of like a skunky sort of taste, which it's a brown bottle, so you wouldn't expect it, but I've definitely got something on the aroma, and I think it is just following through in the background. We'll get the rest in. I mean, Vienna lager, I don't think it's one of the best I've had. I would say it feels very run-of-the-mill personally. Really not a lot going on with it. I mean, you get that maltiness and you get that sort of caramel note, and then you get that little nastiness that I said I was picking up on, but there's no sort of bold flavours. 4.9%. Yeah, I mean, it could be a 4.95% beer, quite easy, but a little bit underwhelming. There's not a lot really going on, nothing to excite you. The body and everything is, it seems like it's lacking in all departments, personally, for me. And there's nothing there to really sort of like pick you up to make you really want to like it. It's very run-of-the-mill, very average. But at the end of the day, I paid £2.20. Is it the worst beer going? No. Like I say, I'm getting that sort of skunky feel to it, that sort of light struck beer thing going on with it. And that's sort of more, that's more the unpleasant side of it. If you take that out, the beer is just very average and sort of run of the mill, nothing that you'd really moan about, but you wouldn't get excited either. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed with that. It's a shame really, because I do like a Vienna lager. It just seems to be lacking that little bit, but it is a supermarket one if you like. Certainly a Polish supermarket one. But yeah, and I'm a little bit worried now because I got the Schwarzbier, and you know, I had high hopes for the Vienna Lager and the Schwarzbier. The fact this one's let me down a little bit. I'm sort of a little bit worried with the Schwarzbier, but Schwarzbier, however you want to say. But yeah, if you don't buy them, you don't try them, and you don't get to see what they're like. Not the worst beer in the world, but by far the best Vienna Lager I've had. But a £2.20 for a 500ml bottle, something like that. Can't really argue, couldn't you? So there you go. There's my thoughts on it. If you've had this one before, let me know your thoughts. Feel free to comment. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you again soon on another one. Cheers.